Lunar gardens are enchanting. It's always night there.
The City Watch never rests.
Aruwani, apothecary, alchemist, importer, and cultivator at your service. If you think yourself a bit of an amateur, you are welcome to the use of my alchemist's bench. I'm happy to sell you anything you require, and forgive any faces I make at your fitful potioneering. He was the great alchemist of the plains of Erethel. Quite eccentric, but brilliant. His daughters in Emir took after him, and people think I'm weird. I've always found the mystery of herbs and fungi far more fascinating than anything else. As soon as I was old enough, I was apprenticed to the great Rilf Janik. Were you aware that 37 varieties of vine, flower, and tree can be found here? Discounting, of course, the lunar gardens. Have you been? The true marvel of our city, if you ask me. Blossoms you will see nowhere else in Amalur. An alarming question. Allow me. Yes, it is surely royal winds. Few possess such a compound. I am one. Lyria! What is more, I sold a phial of it recently to a servant of old Einar Abagast. This is terrible. I will send an antidote at once, but someone must do something. Go to the City Watch. Speak with Fabian Tien at once. The famous hermit of the Keys. Though his merchant business thrives, it is said he has not left his home in years. The compound is extremely rare, as it comes only from the lands south of the southern Phalanx. It's a devious poison, as you've seen. In far smaller doses, it is used by North Sea captains who must stand at the wheel for days unsleeping, lest they be sunk by floating ice. I knew his face because he has come to me for various other alchemical items over the years, and I've seen him once exiting Arbogast's door. Rathir's city guards, haven't you seen them? Leave my store and head left through the Pederi. Find Fabian Tien and tell him what I've told you. Fear not, I will have the antidote sent immediately.
Just look at it all!
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
20.
50 gil.
For sale!
What do you say?
This is the City Watch. Captain Talabor? He's been out on his duties. Ah, but there he is, right there. You're in luck. To be honest, crimes in Rathir are uncommon. Outside the lower tunnels, at any rate. An occasional drunken brawl among Varani, disputes between merchants, that is all. My rank is first of the watch, and I report directly to Captain Talabor. Think of the watch as the right hand of the Orbicon. We keep the prison, keep the peace amongst the people. The council which governs Rathir. No one knows who is on the council, though you may see their palace atop the spire. They are cloaked in robes and shadows, but do not concern yourself with that. The Wending, where the poor live, extends into tunnels carved in the rock. Crimes there are hard to police, and the tunnels run deep. Thieves and the like will vanish there, and re-emerge when we are gone. Poison? I'd heard the boy was ill, but that is a bit far-fetched. I'll send one or two of the watch. You should meet them with these accusations at Arbogast's house. Yes, and by Alfar law, you, the accuser, must be present. We don't take accusations against the great houses lightly. Goodbye.
fine. A captain of the watch never rests. But you've caught me at a good time. If I can do anything for you, simply ask. We see that order is kept and law-breaking does not pass unnoticed. If I may say so, we are very good. You will find no crime on the streets of our city, I assure you. Yes, I know of them. Rag-pickers, orphans, denizens of the Wending. Our prison is here within the watch. All but the worst criminals serve their sentence there. Not a pleasant prospect. A grand and venerable city, is it not? Like none other. So many marvels, such great citizens. Sparrows, murdered. I see. I'm so glad you've come to me before this went any further. As it happens, an old enemy of theirs has returned to Rathir. Done. Already done. Spotted on the quays. I have no guards to spare, but if you went now, found him, brought him in for questioning, Dunn could be found guilty. We have heard that he was spotted on the quays, snuck in aboard a merchant ship, most likely. A patrol of the watch will be sent after him, but if you were to go before, find him, prevent his escape, that would be well.
City Watch.
That's 5 gold.
Students of magic, masters of spells. Students of magic, masters of spells.
Just too expensive. Nice day. Don't ruin it.
Sparrow send a hound out to the piers, and of course, now we're right where he wants the both of us, you and I. You think I'd just waltz back into Rathir like that? No. He lured me here to take the blame for the murders. That's what he did. Why, the captain of the watch. The one that's been snuffing out those sparrows. He likely sent you here himself. Got you out of the way so he could go and slaughter the last of them. Leisure-like. Clever bastard he is. Read the writing on the wall, mate. And if you weren't such a fool, you'd have left those sorry rag pickers to die in peace. Oh, I'd spit on their sorry graves for what they've done to me. But not enough to show our faces in Rathir. We're not that mad. Oh, ho, ho. Now you see, that I cannot allow. Talibor is going to pin the murders on one of us, and it'll be the one who's dead. And that would be you. You're not...
Open. The watch held a key. This way.
Ah, here they come. He was a good servant. I knew him all his life, and now I have brought that life to a sweet and dutiful end. It was as he wished, though I know you will disbelieve me. I tell you no lies. No, it was not him. He was my disciple, but it was I and I alone who began the work of death. There would have been more death, but no matter. Balin's testament burns bright this day. Why? Balin is the god of death, of endings. His testament is simply that all that live must die. And I am his priest. I do Balin's will. I keep the testament. I would have begun with Anwan and their two-tongued treachery, then onward throughout Rathir. Death where I might, until my turn came. But first, it is yours.
Keep the peace.
Come, have a look.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
It is done? Was he... Here, take this and I must make a confession. I nearly married Einar Abagast many years ago. My parents forbade it. I knew it was wrong, that he didn't deserve to be treated so. The follies of youth. I never dreamed he would grow so bitter and turn to that dark cult. Never. Sometimes I think if I had married him, I now would be no better than the wyvern Gif. And in the years since I broke our vows, I have had my own share of tragedy and loss. Yet I have not let it ruin me, but such is life in House Anwan. Ravani's antidote was true. He will improve. I have lost his father and his sisters to the war, but I shall not lose him. Lord Cambrian is such a disappointment.
So then she looked at me and said, "That's a wall."
City Watch, be on your way.
Lyria's smile on you. The Lunar Gardens, or sometimes the Garden of Eternal Night, dedicated to the goddess Lunala. How it works is a mystery. Lunala is goddess of night, the moon, and what is hidden. It is said she is Lyria's handmaiden, or her daughter, or her younger sister. Goodbye.
Move along, citizen. If I can't talk any sense into you, then someone else will have to.
What do you want? I'm beset by petitioners these days. Another advocate for this absurd plan to retake Melsenshire, I take it. Look to Rathir's sister across the strait. Her battered walls, her burned gardens, her back broken from a decade of war. We take in refugees. We send them food that we can spare. We try to ease her pain. But for 10 years, I stood here and watched her die slowly. And now you, a stranger, think to convince me to commit the whole of this city to saving her because our army's greatest failure has recovered some old relic. Melsenshire stands as Rathir's eastern shield. Even now, nearly broken, she still stands. This city can do nothing for the fortress, but perhaps its people can. The wounded we have here wish to return to fight for the fortress one last time. I'll tell them to meet you at the docks, and take this as well from my own collection. May it be of use to you in the coming battle. You carry with you Rathir's bravest sons and daughters. Realize that if you fail to liberate that withered wall, you will have doomed our city as well. I am the Elund, and I speak with the voice of the Orbacart. Within this city, my word is law. Do not speak to me of the war. I am the voice of Rathir, not a general or a fate weaver, nor Lyria herself, who alone controls the outcome. The city of walls is lost to us, and we can afford no more troops for them. Better to muster our forces to counterattack after its fall. Those who watch and govern Rathir, they sit in secret council. Even their names are unknown, and are thus above corruption and idolatry. Only I am known, the Elund, their voice. They rule Rathir, and they do so from behind a veil. I am their face and their voice. While human tribes wandered kingless, and Edessa was not a flicker of a thought, Rathir stood. It has stood 1,000 years. If our fate holds, if this war does not topple us, it shall stand 1,000 more. Go to the eastern docks in the lower city and find Captain Dodwin. He will oversee your journey to Melsenshire. Go. Save our sister across the sea or die with her.
Would you care to sell? Sorry, I mean buy. Would you care to buy something? Come again.
A greeting for our meeting.
Selling any clothes? Someone off the road. Tell me, do you have any peasant clothes that you're looking to get rid of? I can pay you for them. I used to find good work in Rathir, but the travelers here have a real passion for the art of performance. I'm happier here. Irion is one of Moon Camp's leaders, but the other, Mare, has left us. And it gets worse. Mare was also Irion's wife. I mean, how would you feel? It's a wonder a man like Irion could weather it. Their words are often in the ears of common folk, and their songs play in the hearts of all. Indeed, it is not clothes so much as cloth. I'm a tailor by trade, and from my hands are born the costumes and curtains of our fair camp. But the players of our camp are always in need of new articles of dress. I need lots of material, and quickly. Bring me some peasant clothes and I can rework the material with relative ease. What say you? You mean truly? It's been a while since I've had any good material to work with. I await your findings. If I knew, I wouldn't need you around to find them for me, would I? I think if you poke around, you'll dig some up. Pleasant journeys.
Yeah? It's a bit to do around here if you're not a stageling gloryboat like some. Min likes to dice, and Aaron's got a fair bit of shop. Good riddance.
What is this specimen before me? I can only think that you were the skilled one the Hierophant said I was to expect. If only you had come sooner. Then you might have helped to keep my mare's heart here. May the Hierophant's gaze find my wife, for what a wretch I have become. I am more like a king of ants than anything else. The Hierophant directs all of the travelers, a director of our queues and exits, of our motivations and actions. It is well known that the Hierophant commands us because of a vision of the work from start to end, a prophecy to tell us what to steal. There is nothing I can say to describe how I pine for her. Would that I be sundered like the Rathir battlefield, that I could escape this anguish. It takes a brave sword to be a traveler. We've all left something behind, or made the sacrifices we had to, or had nowhere else to turn. But more than that, a traveler needs presence. We need to command attention, to perform under spotlight, even from the shadows. Oh, nothing I should be bothering you with. After all you've accomplished in Star Camp, what's so special about a broken-hearted Alpha? I should tell you more about what mission you're to be... Oh, you must give me a moment. Mare, my poor, lovely mare. My Queen of Cups, the once joint leader of Moon Camp, my wife. Happy we were in the years we were wed, yet sad we were in the hours. She was of a noble family, and I their jester. We fell in love, eloped, and joined the only ones who did not shun our love, the travelers. But of late, the stress of this life has finally taken its toll. She left me, and this camp, to seek refuge in the Temple of Lyria. I'm in no state to be aiding you right now. I should be alone. I still need some time. Very well. Go to the Hierophant Shrine and pray. There you will receive portents of the next mission from our Grand Leader. You must pray at the Hierophant Shrine. Exeunt.
Is there a petition before me? Ah, yes, but it is strange. You seem cloaked in shadow, hidden from my gaze. Ah, it is you, Shade. We are far from the woods of Dalentarth. I see you are eager to serve your guide. Yes, and come far from Starcamp. Mooncamp is a home to true travelers, faithful and talented. I have seen the items which you must steal. The Chalice of Forced Vintage from the lower city, and the Signet Ring of Wyvern Gift from the upper city. And lastly, you must steal the Cowl of the Maiden from the Temple of Lyria. These treasures are my blessing to this camp. The Chalice of Forced Vintage is said to take any liquid poured into it and transform it into fine wine. It is currently in possession of a peddler named Weinrich in Rathir's Seafoam Tavern. Relieve it of him. It is the signet ring of the Wyvern Gifts, one of the great houses of Rathir. The Patriarch Ebsel is a social man. You will have to take the ring from him away from prying eyes. The Cowl of the Maiden is a ceremonial cowl belonging to the Temple of Lyria. It is only worn on solemn occasions of the lunar eclipse. I fear that you are not its only predator. Mayor Ganon seeks the cowl as well. You are not the only thief that is pursuing the Cowl of the Maiden. There is also Mayor Ganon, formerly of Mooncamp. The calamities of Irian's and Mayor's relationships are not unknown to me. Resolve them and you may have an easier time.
What can I do for you? You must steal the items as the Hierophant predicted they would be. There is the chalice in the tavern of the lower city, the ring in the... and then there's the cowl in the Temple of Lyria, with Mare. Exeunt.
A thought. Think not.
Selling any clothes? Well, my industrious little cloth finder. Have anything for me? Mare might have been co-leader of the camp, but she's no performer. She's a thief, through and through. It might have worn on her to be surrounded with folk like us. Guess it just wasn't a good fit. Pleasant journeys. Students of magic, masters of spells. Students of magic, masters of...
Hello, hello. All manner of goods can be found at Gwalchmay's Goods. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage once, up Spire Top. Then the spell went wrong, his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broken it did. They are the rag pickers and dust grubbers of the city. Mind you, I don't let them in the front door. Appearances, not to mention odors. The great families of Rathir, of course, as rich in power as in gold. Visit the upper city and see them yourself. Worth the climb if you ask me. Humble servant to great house, sparrow and soldier alike. Women and men in want of things make their way to Gwalchmay's Goods. I could tell you a thing or two about this city. Did you know, for instance, that Faldrin Afari ate the 5th memorial stone? Cast a spell and ate it. I could say a thing or two about Wyvern Gift as well, if I didn't fear the consequence. The first 4 are easy enough to find about the city, but the 5th, few know the truth of it. A good head on his shoulders, that lad. I asked for a ledger I thought was long lost. He found it and brought it back. Oh, they're good for nothing, lads. Thank you, my friend. I know just how to deal with this. That fool. I was going to deed this door to him one day, and he has done nothing but disappoint. The Wyverns had a claim of their own, mind you, but their marriage to Gif, a scandal. I know the truth of it, but I'm not at liberty to say. Abrin wine? Wherever did you find it? Forgive me, it's just they're devilish hard to find. You likely had no idea, but there's not a wine in the world I love more. In fact, I think I'll uncork this now and have a sip. Or two. Another? I could cry just to look at it. Best to drink it now. Yes, best thing for it. The more you drink, the better it goes down. A neighboring? Oh, yes. Very much. Excellent vintage. My warmest thanks. Very thoughtful of you. Very kind indeed. What's this? Trade agreement, eh? It's yours. What, I'll give it to you for a song. That will get Carasta's goat. Ah ha ha ha! Oh, an old crafty trader you are. It's a song, but for you, here's a sweeter one. There you go. A remarkable woman, there's no denying, but you be wary. Those eyes of hers make promises. Promise things she'll never give. Rotten-smelling stinkers, they are. But how they love the scraps and tossings no one else would pay a coin for. Now there's Anwan and Wyvern Gif. The old oak and the greenweed, some say. No, not I. The coin of one's as good as the other. Friend to any soul with such distinguished taste in wine. To you, friend.
Watch sees all in Rathir.
Well, well, a topside.
They found a sparrow, cute. Dead. A shame.
I've got things. Things you'll not find uptown. I don't mind where you got anything. I don't ask. And don't you go minding where these came from. It's buy, sell, or leave. What? Don't look at me like that. I don't like to be looked at. You go and wrinkle your nose at our caves and our tatters. At least I'm Rathiri, and no rotten outsider. By Lyria, don't say it so loud. Someone could hear. All right, it's yours, if you can pay the price. Remember, I never saw this. Or you. You got what you came for, now go! Get away from me with that.
Lot of miserable rack pickers. You're the one. Do you know what you've done? A decoy, really. Arranged long before you got into this. I needed someone to blame. What? And you didn't murder Dunn? We've all got blood on our hands. We all protect our hides when we must. I couldn't have this waif and her lot telling what they'd found. Which is why it's so good that you came. I'll blame their murder on you. Say you died in the struggle.
It is over now, thanks to you. And to think I only learned the cause of all this nightmare moments before he arrived. I was done with waiting. I had to do something, so I did what I know. I began sorting the piles of salvage, and that's when I found the cause. To hide his crimes, he was selling prisoners as slaves, smuggling them out to merchant ships in the dark of night. One of the boats wrecked and sank beneath the quays. That boat held slaves and gold, and had Talibor's name all over it. Before he could clear the wreckage, we took our pickings. We had his secret. He was willing to kill to save his name. In past times, we shared freely with the Watch, as we once did with the Dunman. But no longer. We will look after ourselves now. Defend ourselves now. Yes, I think that's best. As long as one other sparrow survives, I will be there to help keep this nest and shelter.
Well, hello there, stranger. Grab a mug and have a drink if you want. I don't own the place, but I know the drink is good. After all, I brought it here. Isn't it a grand thing? Takes whatever swill I want and turns it into the sweetest summer wine. I'll be the richest wine merchant in Rathir. The city has seen better times, and it's been frantic here ever since the war touched down in Tawili. But I love it all the same. I've been a wine merchant for several years, sailing up and down the coast to find the best vintages. But I don't need to do that anymore, now that I've got the chalice. I was wondering when word would get out that I had the bottle. Just recently came to it. But I'm afraid I can't give it over, stranger. It's not for sale.
The captain of the watch. Corrupt.
A pleasant evening.
That ship sails tomorrow at dawn.
The contract. You have it. Let me see. This is... I don't believe my eyes. Did he agree to this? Oh, my lovely. You have done well. This will be very profitable for me. And so it should be for you. Don't let the old dog fool you. He is as shrewd and stubborn as they come. But like any old dog, his tail will wag for just the right treat. Leaving me? So soon?
Please, please, I'm only a soldier back from Chloricon. Don't kneel. And I'm afraid I don't do blessings. Me? They call me a war hero. Haven't you heard the songs? It was only 5 Bulgan, and I had a rusty knife. Huh, I don't see what all the fuss is about. As you know, until the siege ends, it's a lot of sitting around and brief skirmishes. Can't wait for a real fight. I tell you, we need a place like this in Chloricon. Sure, there are places to drink and gamble, but nothing of class. He's as vile as his sister's delectable. I don't know how word got round to him, though. I thought I was discreet. Well, here for the formalities, then. My sword is in the back. She's new, the real beauty. Go on and inspect it. I'm sure you'll find it more than suitable. Right in the next room, on the wall. Won her off a Varani chap. Mind you, don't grasp the hilt. They say it's bad luck.
The healer's in the officers' club, round the back.
Well, you're not the only one who's been busy. I've called in every last favor in my book. Now there's only one last thing for after the duel. I have it all worked out. With your help, I'll be free of Rathir, free of the war, free as a lark. I need to prepare for the duel, and I can't be seen near the docks. I need you to find Jaber there and give him the name of the ship I chartered, the Maid of Fortune. That's where I escape once everyone thinks I'm dead. The Rose of Shadows will very quickly make me seem dead to that warrior oaf. I'll be moved from a coffin to a shipping crate. From shipping crate to Maid of Fortune's hold. From there, the high seas and beyond. No Rathir, no war, not a care. A very mild poison. Don't ask how I know or why Gelfine sells it. You appear dead for the length of a day, then you wake with a terrible headache. A simple thing, really. Find Jaber on the docks. Tell him the chartered ship is the Maid of Fortune. When you're done, meet me at the dueling ground.
Plate of roast?
You've been talking to my son. What is he up to? I already know about this foolish duel. There's something else, isn't there? Wayland's mother, mistress of Forsted traders. Not a woman to stand by and watch her son stumble out of the frying pan and into the fire. With a son like Wayland, you learn quickly. And in the end, this is all my fault. I should never have breathed a word to him about military service. So that's it. I should have known. Disgrace a war hero and slip out of Rathir. Well, I tell you what. Go on as you were, but give him the name of Ravenswing instead. I'll ship him right to Chloricon. A good shaking up, that's what he needs. When it's done, find me here. You'll be handsomely paid, I promise.
Wayland sent you? What's the word? This is a devilish curious business, and I don't mind saying so. Ravenswing? You're certain he named that ship? Well, and who am I to say otherwise? Now, isn't that one of Forsted's own? I wouldn't have thought. But then you'd know best. A friend of our friend, you might say. I've raised a glass or three with the lad now and then. Owe him a bit of a favor, too. You wish him luck for me. Make sure he's got the handle towards him and the point out the other way. Aye, if you'll go and second his duel. That's the bargain, ain't it? Let's do our parts. Good day then, Dove, and good luck with it.
Stay dry, Captain.
That's so then. Well.
Aye, it was the third day then, and the ale had run dry.
Good, you're here. Wish me luck.
What have I done? Lyria, this is awful. How the blazes did I kill him? This was a duel to first blood. I can't stay in Rathir. This will get out. How the blazes did I kill him? This was dead? How is he dead? I hit him once.
That's so then. Well.
Aye, it was the third day.
A pleasant evening.
You did the right thing. I know Chloricon is good for the boy. Now, here is your reward, as promised. We don't pretend to the great houses, unlike certain families I might mention, but many luminaries have dined with us all the same. You wish for a gnomish-spun suite, or a rare fey blade hilt. All these things must come to Rathir before they can be sold. I see to that. Don't you know? The Anwans are an ancient line. Though if what I have heard is true, it may be near its end. The wyvern gifts, on the other hand. No one has anything to say against the wyverns. But then, no one has anything to say to the gifts. When you look about, you see a city of grace and magic. What I see is this bought deer, that sold cheap, cornered markets, doors to profit. I think he'll learn the error of his ways this time. I'm sure he thought himself clever, as if I wouldn't find out. Very well then.
Get under this. I got
Most pledge shields arrive, get trained. Hello. I've got everything a soldier could need, except dagger. Pommels, or twining or spoons. Sworn to war. Traveling, brother. Headed for Cluricon. Sworn to war.
There she is, right there. Don't know how she came to this. She was always a good fighter, and loyal enough. That Freeman bastard that drove up Lucky Mine? Well done. Real Warsworn work, that. And here's your gold. Right then.
The winds on the plains can howl like a wolf.
Well now, what's this here? A little soldier come wandering down the coast? Sure, I'm a soldier. We all are, or were more like, until we found better use for a sword and shield. You'd better get word to Mad Hast in the customs house. Him and his will want to know. They always do. Dandra theory.
Jagged cliffs, angles meeting the swollen sea, treacherous to the ungainly Alfar, was the homeland our people took. I have seen the places upon the hillside our ancestors forged from sea-sculpted stone. Glir Rathwen, the bluffs of Tawili, were settled near the light of the heavens that glittered brightest, gazing towards Lyria's teardrop, the earth's steeple rising to meet her magnificence.
They found me! Have mercy. Make it quick. Thank Mitharu. I thought I'd die here, the last of Colm's settlers, alone. She promised we'd rebuild Colm. Should have known that was impossible. Can't blame her. We chose to come here, hoping that war was far enough gone that we might rebuild. After 10 years spent wandering the plains, we thought we could rebuild our homes. How could we be so wrong? All around you, this was Colm. It might have been again, but now everyone is gone. Damn Tuatha. When we arrived, there was nothing here. Then, like a second dawn march, they were everywhere. Why do they hate us? They're not like the other Fae. It was after the Tuatha's first defeat in Erythal. They were scattered, but regrouped south of Tawili. Under cover of night, they marched north, and with the dawn attacked Rathir. General Telera's forces cut them off and drove them back into the sea. Nella and the foragers were out when the Tuatha came. It was a massacre until they returned and drove them off. She and the others set off for Verki, where Anella said they came from. If you've got any hope of finding her alive, you'll get there quickly. Anyone who could fight had left to forage. When the Tuatha finally came, there was no one to resist. Verki, head south through the narrow pass, then turn east. If you want to help her, you'd better go now.
your gold, then.
I get the sots closed.
They embraced each other, and in stillness enveloped the darkened land.
Dear not.
With honor one sang the other down. They sang thus. We are home. In the summer's dawn, and Owen bowed. I am the morning winter, and Issa bowed. This thing is something, and Owen wept. Naught of naught, and Issa wept.
tell you of those times as it was written of our forebears. They lived off the bounty of the sea and the grasses and fields, the newly met peoples, beasts and flowers. If I am a liar, there is no truth under Lyria. The temper of our tired family calmed before waves, and hidden among the rocks, the shadowed nooks of beach and shore, a secret to all but our ancestors, the arcane wielded by Lyria's chosen, a sanctified buttress, the grounds on which they practiced her magic arts.
Hello.
Yes?
Good day, traveler. Askel's letting me help with the business. Nice talking to you.
Looking for potions? Very well.
Can I help you?
day.
Huh? What's this? East of the Wolds, you'll find Talarain, a warren of fortunes can be had there for a lucky adventurer. Of course, the ruins have claimed more. Oh, really? Someone finally answers to my posting? Well, do you have anything to turn in? Now that's what I like to see. Finally, those bandits will know what it's like to be preyed upon. Here's your gold. You earned it. Keep the peace.